Good afternoon, everyone. Gabe Velazquez here with you, transfertradsolutions.com on a Friday. This is the 15th of May. Lots of interesting situations going on here. Let's get right into the charts. Again, subscribe to the newsletter. Give me a thumbs up. First thing we want to look at is rates. You'll see that part of the reason why the markets are down today is we got 10-year yields spiking here up to the 460 level. So far, the selling in the stock market has been contained, but we will see at what point this starts to impact, the market. Obviously, it is pressuring the market somewhat, but if you take a look, the selling, we haven't really broken down on any of the. So you can see here, this is a 10-year yields, probably next level, if we continue spiking like this, probably going to go to 472, 475. One thing to look at is the 10-year price breaking down as well. So it's going to be interesting. At what point does the market still continue to hold up here? Speaking of which, if you take a look at the S&P, it's down, but it is not. It has not actually broken any kind of major levels here. You can see right here, we still haven't broken above the 7,400 or below the 7,400. I think that's going to be the key. Pretty much we've been meandering all day today. NASDAQ similarly, you can see just kind of hovering here. No clear breaks. You still got to break above this 2972 area in order for this to really get going to the downside. So far the market's held up fairly well. The Dow did come to that supply zone and pulled back. So that's interesting here. Coming off that supply zone. Russell, this is the most rate sensitive of all the indexes, and it is starting to move here. We'll see if there's some follow through that takes us all the way back down to 2,700. That level there did work out, and then you try to attempt another level, but we'll see. So all in all, even Bitcoin risk off, just cannot get going. I think if it breaks 79K, it's probably headed right back down to 75K. Just kind of meandering. Really also, VIX, interestingly, is not moving a heck of a lot. So, very kind of strange dynamics going on in the market. Oil, as we know, rolled over, by the way. So now we're in the July contract and it's hovering right at 100 again. So let's see if, we're probably going to get a gap in oil over the weekend, depending on what happens with negotiations, if there's strikes on Iran, so on and so forth. That's obviously going to be another development going on into the weekend. Nat gas looks like it wants to break out above 3. So that's starting to shape up pretty good. And the grains, which I wrote about over the weekend, had that massive run up, and now they're coming right back down. We'll see if soybeans come back to 1150. What soybeans really did is come up and fill that gap right there, came close to filling that gap. So I think 1150 is going to be very critical. Wheat looks a little bit more bullish. I think $6 a bushel, probably going to be interesting there. The metals, the dollar also trying to break out, maybe headed back to 100s. But all of these are kind of just sitting at these critical levels with no follow through. One last bit here, copper made a new high, nominal new high, is pulling back, and now also is going to test the 620. So very interesting dynamic here all the way around. In any event, this sets up for some really interesting opportunities coming into the weekend. So give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the newsletter, and we'll talk to you on Tuesday. Take care.